Just like any other form of entertainment, movie critics give their review and thoughts on films they've watched, letting people know if they're worth the price of the admission. And oftentimes these critics will go against the general consensus on a film's quality, but no one comes even close to Armond White, which many consider the world's worst film critic. On August 12th of 1998, the website Rotten Tomatoes was released to the world with an interesting premise. Unlike other review aggregators that gave the average score the film received from critics, this site did it differently. What made Rotten Tomatoes so unique was it took all the positive and negative reviews of a movie, then calculated the percentage of critics that would recommend it. On top of giving a score, the website also has ratings to accompany the critics' consensus. These scores are rotten if less than 60% of critics liked the film, fresh if 60 to 74% of them did, and of course certified fresh if at least 3/4 of the film's reviewers gave it a positive score. Over time, Rotten Tomatoes has changed the way many people choose what film to see. No longer do you just rely on a trailer or the word of one or two critics, since you're a click away from seeing the percentage of people from across the world that thought the movie was worth seeing. Another thing that Rotten Tomatoes has caused is a lookout for films that get a perfect 100%, with not a single critic giving the movie a negative score. But of course this is very rare, since there's usually at least one reviewer with an opinion that goes against the grain. Armond White was born in Detroit, Michigan in 1953 as the youngest of 7 children. By high school, he began to take an interest in journalism and would go on to receive a Master's of Fine Arts degree from Columbia University. While Armond wrote on a variety of subjects for publications, he would eventually become best known for his film reviews. To say Mr. White's way of looking at films is unique is an understatement. Since I fear misrepresenting his positions on movies, I'll be directly quoting him a lot. You see, Armond believes that since 2004, political and class biases have been exhibited in films that became more and more partisan. This rift was furthered by a compromised media, where critics praised movies that exhibited cynicism along with political bias. Now, while that quote on his opinion of modern-day filmmaking and criticism may sound reasonable enough, the list of movies that he has given negative reviews to is quite amazing. So why don't I share a few excerpts from his published work? Like one of those fake smart middlebrow TV shows, the speciousness of The Social Network is disguised by topicality. It's really a movie excusing Hollywood ruthlessness. That's why it evades Zuckerberg's background timidity and the mess that the internet has made of cultural discourse. The generation of consumers who swallow this pessimistic sentiment can't see past the product of its debased morality. Instead, their excitement about the Dark Knight's dread inspires their fealty to product. So if Mr. White didn't like The Social Network or The Dark Knight, you may ask what films he does enjoy. Well, one example would be Adam Sandler's 2011 film Jack and Jill, because he claims it shows the depths of kinship, similarities siblings can't help sharing but learn to accept in themselves. Another one he enjoyed was the largely panned Transformers 2, in which he calls the director Michael Bay a real visionary. With a constant stream of reviews panning critically acclaimed movies, along with praising films most others hated, people have called him a wide array of things, including Roger Ebert saying he was a troll, and most stand with him on that assumption, purposely giving a good film a bad review just to mess with people on Rotten Tomatoes, who want their favorite movie to stay at 100%. Along with his reviews, Mr. White has also been accused of heckling at different events, with the most famous example being in 2014, when it was reported that he was expelled from the New York Film Critics Circle after yelling, "You're an embarrassing doorman and garbage man," to the 12 Years a Slave director Steve McQueen. But Armond was quick to deny these claims.
And it's an account that never even, the reporter who wrote it never contacted me to find out exactly what happened. He simply made it up and wrote it. I mean, very, very dangerous example of poor journalism today. The things that were attributed to me, I didn't say them. It's a lie.
In conclusion, it's hard to tell how genuine Mr. White is with his reviews of films. Does he really hate Up and Toy Story 3 while also enjoying Grown Ups and G.I. Joe: The Rise of Cobra? Or does he just get some sort of twisted amusement out of being a professional contrarian? Whether you enjoy seeing his unique take on movies or feel he's the world's worst film critic, there's no doubt he has had a major impact on how we should look at reviews online. So Armond White, welcome to my Internet Hall of Fame. Whether that's a good or bad thing is completely up to you. Before I end this video today, I'd just like to quickly thank my sponsor for this episode, Roar Messenger. This iPhone app brings awesome moves to your messages. Create your 3D self and unleash a brand new level of expression with friends. With it, you could hug, dance, or fist bump to hammer a message home. And if you're interested in trying it out for yourself, I'll leave a link to it in the description below.